All right, you guys, we are headed into talking about why, oh goodness, I have to um, explain to TikTok why I am old enough to be on here. Today is the first time that I am going live on TikTok, you guys. I am so excited to be here. So let's see if I can get this. Well, let's see. It's not going to let me. Maybe we won't go live on TikTok. Um, Today we're going to be talking about really three reasons why digital marketing would not work for you. And this is something that confirm my date of birth. It won't. No, it's not going to let me do it. This is something that I have kind of learned the hard way, and I really want everyone to be able to do this because digital marketing right now is one of the hottest products out there that you can be successful with. And make sure you enter your real date of birth. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Nope, nope. If you don't have a digital marketing skill right now, whether you do this as a business or whether you do this as okay, we're just going to let that go. Whether you do this as a business or whether you do this in a business for someone else, I'm going to suggest to you that this is the most important thing that you can do right now. Okay. So here's why. Right now, corporations are looking for people who have this skill. For those of us who are at our age, we may not be hired by companies at this point, right? They don't really want us, they think we're too old. But if we're currently in a job like that and we want to keep our job, we need to know these skills. So we're going to be talking about that. And then also, I want to make sure that you guys understand the opportunity that is available for you right now and what happens if you don't take advantage of this opportunity. So let's dig in. I cannot wait to do this with you. So, three reasons why. Well, actually, four reasons why digital marketing won't work for you. If you are thinking about a digital marketing business, I want you to pay attention here. This is going to help you. This is going to be super helpful to you. If you have not ever thought about digital marketing because you didn't know what digital marketing was, aka me. I didn't really understand what digital marketing meant, what it was. So it took me a while to understand that. And really, all it is understanding how to market and promote whatever product you're offering online, how to do that successfully. And the best digital programs teach you how to do that without having to spend thousands of dollars to do it, right? To be able to do it organically so that you can successfully have whatever your offer is out there, and you can successfully actually sell it using all the digital resources out there. So that means especially our social media platforms. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not using other online platforms. We definitely do leverage those. But a great place to start when you're starting a business is where you can market and promote for free, right? You've already invested in the business, in setting up the business and getting it going. So you want to have some income coming in before you go and you start spending money to make more money. So let's talk about how we can do that. So, number one, the first reason why you could fail at digital marketing is if you do not have a good product. If your product is not proven already to get results for whoever it is you're offering the product to, right? That ideal customer, if you don't already have testimonials, if you don't already have proof that this actually will help people and move people forward, get them wherever they want to go, then you've got a major problem. You don't want to be out there trying to offer and sell a product that doesn't work. And guess what? That's more common than you think, especially if you are trying to do it yourself. If you're trying to build your own product out yourself, that can be very difficult because you aren't really clear yet on what your customer actually needs to get the result. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. I'll just give you one example. So I built out a lead magnet. It was one of the first things I ever did for my business consulting that I do. Like over the past 5 years, I've had a business coaching and consultant business, and I've helped over 5,000 creatives, artists, makers really establish their online business. We're talking 2 times, 3 times, even 10 times their income from what they were doing before. Doing before meaning, having their stuff in galleries or traveling around and doing shows and lugging their stuff all around the country, trying to really find people, right? So it wasn't just about having just a website, because guess what? I went through the same thing. I had spent thousands of dollars on having an amazing website, but it was not converting sales. Even people who asked me, "Hey, do you have a website?" They loved what I had to offer. "Hey, do you have a website?" "Yeah, here's my website." Send it to the website. No sales. Well, that isn't going to make us the income that we need to make. So showing people how to create an online business that actually is successful is what I've done for years. But here's the thing. I have always been looking for the kind of business that I could run on autopilot, meaning I could have the systems and tools and strategies that would run the business for me. This is that all in one. Legacy Builders is both a business that you can own and run, and it is the product. It's a magical combination, right? So all you do is purchase the product one time. You actually use it because it's what's going to help you market it and promote it and be successful at it. So that's what I'm saying. You have to have a product that's proven to work. This product is proven to generate 6 and 7 figures for people who own this digital marketing package, this program, who own it and who offer it, both. I was able to recoup my investment, double my money in less than a month with a brand new offer because it was proven to work. That had already been done. I didn't have to take the time to do that. Okay, so that is the one thing that, number one thing that can keep you from being successful if you don't have a proven product. Okay, number two, if you, I'm going to say, we're going to call it jump in too late. What am I talking about? Digital marketing right now is on an upward growth trend. It is growing and growing and growing. This marketplace is forecasted to grow into a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Right now it's in the billions, low billions. It has a huge steep wave that you can ride if you jump in right now. If you hem and haw and you're like, I don't know, I don't know if this is the right business to invest in, you were going to miss the trend. Do you remember when, we'll talk about something, it's not digital, but remember when Beanie Babies were all the craze? Like they were so well, guess what? If you didn't get in on that trend, if you were not a business who offered Beanie Babies at the time that they were in high demand, if you didn't have those in your shop right then, if you missed that trend and you ordered a huge load of inventory after everyone was like, I'm tired of Beanie Babies, guess what? You missed the boat. You missed your opportunity. You wasted a lot of money that you invested, and now you have a product that nobody wants, right? You want a product right now. This is part of what we're talking about. Digital marketing is a very high demand product, and people are going to be purchasing digital marketing products in the next 6 years to the tune of trillions of dollars. So if you decide not to jump in on this business opportunity, you're missing a huge income opportunity. If you do it too late, you're just going to be spending money that you cannot recoup. Okay? So I want you to think about that. This is not something that you can sit around and hem and haw about. I want to talk about this while we're on this topic. You want to make sure that you have a product that you can recoup your investment quickly. So because this product, Legacy Builders, this blueprint that I'm using, offers me 100% commission, 100% profit. That means I only had to sell one. I only had to have one paying customer to recoup my investment, to get my ROI, return on investment. That's phenomenal. Only one. That's so doable. That means you could go out there, you could do this whole thing and test it. And if make your money back, sell one, and then be like, yeah, it's not really what I want to do. And you could let go of it and still not have lost anything. This product actually teaches you how to be a successful marketer in using only 2 hours a day. We're talking 2 hours a day to generate 6+ figures a year. That's more than 400 times your investment. My friends, talk about a hot business product. It's exciting to me. Really exciting to me what the opportunity is. Okay, so here's the next thing is if you don't have proper marketing, if you don't have a marketing plan, if you don't have a proven strategy, or you're just not out there promoting it at all. If you have a product, you can have the best product in the world. You could be sitting on, let's say you have literally a gold mine. Literally, you are sitting, your property has, a vein of gold sitting on it. Well, guess what? If you didn't tell anyone about it, which you may not, that may not be a good example. But if you wanted to sell that and you didn't tell anyone about it, would you be successful? No. You have to be successful at it. And here's the most important part. You need to have a really strategic plan and system as to how you go about sharing that with your prospective and potential customers. You have to be saying things and creating content that's going to attract them, that's going to stop the scroll and attract their attention. If we don't have that, then we're not going to be able to be successful at any kind of business, much less digital marketing. So if you right now have a business, if you already have a business and you're not meeting your income goals right now, I want you to look at, the first thing you need to look at is your marketing. If you need help with that, that's what my coaching programs do, right? I've got workshops on content creation. I've got all kinds of things that will help you outside of this owning your own digital marketing business. But if you already have a business and you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to do digital marketing, I'm still going to encourage you to invest in this digital marketing program because they teach you all of that. It teaches you even how to build out your product. How do you make sure that your offer is foolproof? How do you make sure that you have a product that is a no-brainer for someone to purchase? And how you get out there and promote it on social media. They even have, it's a free ad system, meaning you can go and you can copy and paste, right? Once you have the ad created, you just copy and paste it, and there's a system that you can advertise for free. I know, phenomenal, right? They show you how to promote your business and do all what we call the income earning activities in only 2 hours a day. Everything else happens behind the scenes. That means it's automated. And automations is what saves your bacon. Those automated systems are why you only have to work 2 hours a day. If you didn't have those, or you don't know what those are, you currently have a business and you're struggling because it's taking up 10, 12, 14 hours of your day. That's what I did. That's how I worked for years. I didn't have the proper systems in place so that it wasn't sucking my time, just all my energy trying to keep that business going. Now, here's the other thing I want to talk about that's kind of on the side, marketing. We don't want to, I don't know if you, tell me, first of all, let's back up, back up. Have you ever been in a network marketing or an MLM type of business structure? Have you ever tried that? I have tried that. If you have tried that, put a 1, whether you're watching this in replay or live, put a 1. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's tried that. A, didn't like it, and B, wasn't that successful at it. Spent more money than I made most of the time, and just felt really uncomfortable with the way I had to constantly push, 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 push. That's the beauty of having a marketing plan with an automated system behind it. All you do is share the first time. Then all that stuff happens behind the scenes. It's not you constantly having to bug people, touch base with people, no getting on sales calls, no pressuring people to buy whatever it is you're offering. You don't have to, because the product basically A, sells itself because it's a great product that's proven to get results. That makes it so much easier to actually put it out there and offer it to people. You can stand behind it knowing that it really works. And then there's not so much guilt and, kind of sliminess around pushing something on someone. But when you have all the automations, it becomes a rejection-free sales system. So if you have not already watched my training on the 4 business foundations, the 4 business essentials you must have to be successful, we talk about how there's 2 layers, right? You've got to have leads. You've got to connect and nurture your leads. You've got to be able to close the offer, right? Be able to sell. And then you've got to be able to have a system where you can keep these people in your circle and resell to them, have repeat buying customers. That is how you have a consistent business that is going to continually bring you income, recurring income. Okay. So all of that depends on the foundation of having the correct strategies, systems, and tools to be able to get out there and do this. If you have that underneath those, you have a no fail business. Absolutely no fail. Now, here's the other key thing to marketing is you can have all the systems and all the tools, but if you don't have the skills to get out there and know how to talk to your people and know how to attract their attention and know what to say, the skills to create the content that is going to convert, then you're still going to have a failing system, a failing business. So the beautiful thing about the legacy program is it's just that. It's a program. It's not a course. You're not just buying something and then you're on your own. You literally have people to help you. Not only do you have a community of fellow people, fellow digital marketers, you also have direct access to the founders and the experts who have done this successfully, who are available to help you. Miraculous. I'm telling you that there are programs that I have paid 20 times. 20 times what this top product, by the way, is 900. 900, you get 100% profit, which means you only have to sell one to break even. Okay. I have been in coaching quote programs and courses spending 20 times that. More, well, not quite 20 times, but close. I'm not going to be too finicky on the numbers, and did not get as much help and training and access to the founder of the business, to the founder of the company, as I do with this right now for free. I don't pay extra for it. It comes with the business product. It is unheard of. It's unheard of. How many times can you, where else can you get that? I don't know of anywhere else where you can get that, which is why I'm so excited to always share this. Okay. So here's what I want to say. I want to talk about how consistent content equals connection with your customer, which equals currency. You've got to have a marketing plan that works, that's effective, that's efficient, right? Efficient meaning it has the automations. So you're not out there beating feet trying to do it all yourself. If you've had any other kind of business where, have you ever had to go door to door? I've had to do that. Have you ever had to quote cold call? Ugh, I've had to do it. It is so against the way I'm, my nature. It was really hard for me. I did not enjoy it. It was an energy vampire. This, you don't have to do that because there are systems and tools built in behind it. But if you don't have that, that is how you're going to fail. That is how a digital marketing business will not work for you. If you don't have a proven product, right? And if you wait too late to get on this business opportunity, you're going to miss the growth trend, which is the market opportunity as far as income goes, the opportunity to earn. And if you don't have any marketing systems and strategies that work. Now, I saved this one for last because it is actually the most powerful one. Beliefs. If you do not believe that you can be successful at digital marketing, you won't, period. Because beliefs equal our results. Beliefs control our results. Beliefs, what we believe, controls our income. It controls everything. And this is where we get into, you know, my favorite topic, our moose, our otter, and our snake. If you do not, if you are not aligned, if all three of these guys aren't on board, right? So if we don't calm the snake down and alleviate, right? Alleviate his fears. How do we alleviate fears? What is the snake about? The snake is about avoiding risk. Anything that seems too risky is scary. And if there's scary feelings going on, the snake is all about, yep, nope, 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 nope. That right there, your snake is what could be keeping you from jumping on board to take this opportunity for the digital marketing industry. But if we don't have the snake relax by constantly telling him, how do we do that? That is the otter's job. The otters have to be constantly telling the snake, no, this is okay. This is going to be good. Because we want the moose to stop listening to the snake. The moose is going to do what it's always done. And if the snake has been in charge and telling the moose, yeah, no, don't go that way. Don't try that. Oh, no. We don't know where that trail goes. No, you can't take that trail. If the otters are not constantly speaking, otters have to take charge here. What do the otters represent? The otters represent your conscious thoughts. The otters represent the part of the mind that you control. That means every time you think a thought, if you're not consciously controlling the thought, you are letting the snake or the moose run the show. And that could be good or bad for you. If you have the right patterns aligned, then letting the moose run the show is great. But if the moose doesn't know how to get on the right trail to get to the best lake, to get to the best, result that you want, the life that you want, then the otters need to take control and they need to get that moose on a new trail. And guess what? That takes work. That takes work for the otters to get the moose to blaze a new trail. So if you are not willing to change your beliefs, if you're not willing to do the mental work to get your otters to help your moose get where you want to go, to get your otters to tell the snake it's okay, right? This is the goal. I'm going to say conscious. Okay. Whoops. And the moose is our autopilot trail walker. Your moose does whatever you believe in your heart. So here's how we fail at things. We get all excited, or we try something, we'll call it half-assed. Trying something half-assed is when we go in with the idea and the attitude of, well, we'll see if it works. I'll try it. But in the back of your head, the snake is putting the thoughts out there. Yeah, this probably ain't gonna work. Yeah, I don't think this is the right move. I shouldn't have done that. Well, shoot. Well, look, right? All of those doubts, that's what the snake is putting in there. And if we don't do the work, that is up to us personally to put the otters up against that constantly. Every single time that those doubtful thoughts come in. Otherwise, that is exactly what's going to happen. If we don't start making new neural pathways, that's what the otters do, to the lake that we want to go to, where we want to go, we're going to stay where we've always been, and nothing will change. We have to get everything aligned to where the snake is like, yeah, no, okay, let's do this. I totally think this will work with the otters. And the moose is like, alrighty, let's do it. I'm gonna keep going. I don't really know where I'm going, but yeah, I know that the result I want, the lake I want's at the end. What is that for you? You need to know what that is. What's the lake that you want to get to? Is it being retired and not having any mortgage? You've paid off your mortgage. Is it having a really the best top quality healthcare plan that's going to take care of you when you know things are going to, happen to our bodies, right? That's one of mine. Is it having all of your debt paid off? Like all of your debt. So your net worth, right? You don't have a mortgage, your net worth is phenomenal. Like you have money in the bank that you can use to share with your kids or take trips. Just no worries, no stress. What is the lake for you? And are your otters on board to be able to help the moose and the snake stay on track to make it to the lake? It takes work. And that's, I think, is where most of us, well, no, I don't think, I know that is where most of us lose the battle. Because after a while, depending on how strong how deeply worn those neural pathways are, the negative neural pathways that are keeping us stuck, how strong and deep those are can really wear out the otters if we're not persistently, consistently, just tenaciously staying on the new track that we want to get on in our thoughts. Because our thoughts and our emotions are what's going to produce the actions. So if we're always thinking that, but we don't have the emotions that align with it, we're not going to be taking the actions that are actually going to get us where we want to go, the result that we want. That's how we fail at things. I don't want you to have a situation where you start something and you're all excited about it, but then there's a few challenges or things that get in the way, which is, by the way, how the real world works, right? Every time we want something, we're going to be challenged before we can achieve it. That is actually how we're wired as humans. We're always wired to want something bigger than what we have. It's not, there's a difference. Now, I don't want you to think, okay, well, that's just not being content. No, there is existence where we can be very grateful and thankful for what we have while we're always still seeking more. Especially if that seeking more has to do with helping others and impacting others' lives in a positive way. And for us to be able to do that, right? That's the more financial success we have, the more we control we have over our future and other how we can impact other people's lives. So I grew up in a very we'll call it a conservative type of household where spirituality, spirituality and money were opposed to each other. You couldn't have a good spiritual heart and connection with our Creator if you were also seeking financial gain to be successful financially. In the world I grew up in, those were just diametrically opposed. You could not have both. So I've had to do a lot of reprogramming to change those neural pathways so that I can be able to have the success that I want financially. And that's about having my otters constantly talk to my moose and my snake, which means I have to be very intentional about the thoughts that are running through my mind. Those thoughts that run underneath and everything that help my moose run on autopilot. If I'm not consciously aware of those, then my otters cannot help my moose reprogram and blaze its new trail. So I'd love for you to sit down. And because this is so important, this right here is the foundation. I'd love for you to sit down and explore what kind of thoughts pop up when you think about having the success you want, building the dream you want, having the second home, whatever it is that goal is, that big dream. What is it that makes you feel like you don't deserve that, you can't achieve that? Where are those thoughts going? Because those right there, those beliefs are what are controlling your results. Once you know what they are, you can start challenging them. And whether or not you want to share them out here, you may not want to share them out here. But we've all probably experienced them at one time or another. Because our thresholds are just our set points are different depending on where we were raised, right? So one person's threshold or set point could be set at, $100,000 is a huge stretch for them. They'd never even have imagined earning that much income. While someone else who was raised in a different household, that would be, they couldn't imagine even surviving on that because their set point for what they've been programmed and where their neural pathways are set, their threshold is, and thermostat, if you will, is set at $300,000. It's all perspective and what you've become accustomed to, where your autopilot and temperature thermometer is set at your set point. So if you have a very low set point, we need to raise the set point to where you feel comfortable at that new set point. And that's the new norm. That's the new comfort zone. In order to create that new comfort zone, we've got to consciously, intentionally, purposefully, repeatedly reprogram our thoughts so that that set point is our new set point, our baseline. the same thing happens actually with our body chemically with our weight, right? You've heard this saying, right, where your body has kind of a set point that it's accustomed to. And if you start losing weight, right, if you start losing weight, or even if you start gaining weight, but usually losing weight is the first one, your body is trying to regain and get back to its comfort zone, its set point. And all of the chemical hormones, everything that's going on in your body is trying to get you back to that set point because that's where it was comfortable. And that goes with this digital marketing business or any other kind of business success that we want to have. We've got to push ourselves beyond our comfort zone, what feels safe, what we've always done. If we're not getting where we want to go, we have to look at it. Okay, I can't keep doing it the way I've always done it. I have to come up with a new way to do it. And I have to mentally put myself in alignment there. I have to believe that the new actions and new path that I am choosing is the right path and it's going to get me where I want to go. You have to go all in on that. You can't halfway it. There's more than one otter, right? But if one otter is saying one thing and the other otter is saying the other, it's not going anywhere. And that's what happens to our businesses. That's what happens to our lives. It can happen in relationships. It can happen in health. And it can happen in wealth. This is the foundation, you guys. I cannot express this enough. And it's a battle we all have. I'm not out here talking about it because I don't have the issues. Yes, I have the issues too. We all have them. They're just a different, they're at different set points and they're about different things. One person may not have any issues. There are no boundaries, no set points that are negative when it comes to wealth, but they may have real issues with relationships. And those neural pathways need to be reprogrammed to be really successful at having a loving, nurturing relationship. So you see how we all have the pieces of us that have not been properly developed or wired. It's just human nature. There's no one to blame for it, right? There are things that have brought us here to this point. There are either decisions we've made or things that have happened, and how we've responded to them is why we are where we're at. And that is the key. How we've responded to them is based on our neural pathways and programming that we have been taught and nurtured and developed as a way to respond. So if we didn't respond in the most positive, healthy, proactive way, then our results are going to be less than healthy or positive. If we have programmed ourselves with really excellent coping skills and problem solving ability to where we always look for solutions instead of just dwell in all the things that are going wrong, if we know how to use the power of universal laws, then we've been able to respond to things, bad things that have happened to us, quote, bad, in a more positive, proactive way. That means our outcome is going to be different than the other person. This is where, honestly, this is my specialization. This is where I spent a lot of time with my clients. We find these little weak point triggers that actually cascade everything else behind it that keeps us from getting where we want to go. And when we can adjust that, when we can shut the trigger down, right, and create a new neural pathway, a new trigger basically to where we respond in a better way, in a much stronger position, then it becomes so much easier to reach our goals. So I want you to consider, what is it you can do differently than what you're doing now to help you change your circumstances. Change is not perfectly clean and easy. We call it messy in the middle. And that's because, why is it messy in the middle? It's because we're having to reprogram and rewire all of those neural pathways that have been established sometimes for years. So you get this, right? If you've tried to stop smoking, or if you've tried to change a habit, all of those neural pathways, how long have you been using those neural pathways? They are well worn. It's super easy for the moose to travel on those. No effort at all. Knows them like the back of his hand. Doesn't even, he could do them with his eyes closed. But when we're trying to create new ones, the moose is struggling. And he's really kind of lazy, frankly. He doesn't really want to have to work that hard. So we have to consciously spend a lot of effort and time and focus getting ourselves to create the new habits, to create the new patterns, to take the new different actions that are going to generate and create the change that we want. Being successful with anything is no different. So, Tiger Woods, I know it was Tiger Woods, one of the most successful golfers at his time. Did you know that at one point he completely changed his golf stroke? The positions of he had to relearn that. Do you know how hard that would be? Something that you've done one way your whole life and you've been successful at it, for someone to say, you know what, you can be even more successful if you change this. And he took the time and he reprogrammed himself to, well, now that swing is as comfortable as the old swing. Can't even remember the old. That's where we want to go. All right, I'm going to let you go today, but I want you to think about those 4 reasons, right? It could be keeping you from being successful in your business. If you already have a business, it still applies. But specifically when it comes to digital marketing is what I'm talking about, because that is what I have a program that I would love for you to jump in on, because now's the time to ride the wave and be able to take that as your offer. You don't have to build it. It's pre-built for you. You get a website, you get the email campaigns, you get a marketing system, and you get help with it. You get a community, you get training, you get everything you need to be really successful at this. And they teach you how to do it in only 2 hours a day. So this is something you could do and build even while you're still working your quote real job, day job. If this is something you're curious about, at this point you're like, I don't know. I do want to check it out. I want you to put Blueprint, and I will make sure to connect you with that information. You can check it all out. I also give you a bonus with that. You get my, it's my 10K to 30 day to 10K in 30 days guide, which actually maps out what you can do to be able to make 10K in 30 days. So that's a bonus that you get. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always being open and willing to do the work to make the changes that are going to help you get the results that you want in your business. Because no matter what we do and what our goals are, we still have to be coachable. We still have to be willing to make the change and take the time and the effort to do that. I know that's what you're doing. That's why you're here. So a big, huge woohoo cheer to you for that. Be proud of yourself. Give yourself grace when you make those mistakes, because we're going to make them. I make them every day. We all make them. But that shouldn't stop you. All right. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.